All right. Hey, everyone. I hope you're having a great night, great day, wherever you're at. We are just going to continue with what we've been doing for over the past almost 2 weeks now. So, for anybody new to the stream, I am a World of Warcraft player. Love World of Warcraft. Have played it since 2006. But recently, I've wanted to step away from WoW. Not give it up completely. I still play it from time to time, but look for a new MMO and a new community to call home. And I had heard so many great things about Guild Wars and so much wonderful talk of the quality of the community and the people that play it and the story and the game mechanics that I said, now is finally the time for me to try it. And these past 2 weeks or so have been just incredible, with the most wonderful people watching the stream, contributing to it, commenting, and we just so appreciate it. So I want to thank all of you that have been watching and continue to watch and continue to give me incredible tips and comments. Please keep doing it. I read every single comment that you leave. I try to respond to every single one as well, as much as time and my bandwidth allows. And please just continue. I so appreciate it, and the time and effort that you take to be a part of this stream and this community means the world. So with that being said, over the past few days, we have started the stream. We'll continue to do this with some videos from another prominent Guild Wars 2 player named Wood and Potatoes. And Wood and Potatoes does all kinds of incredible videos, but particularly something that was interesting to me as somebody who's new to Guild Wars, to this world and to the lore around it, was to watch some of the videos that Wood and Potatoes has done around lore. And we watched the first video, which was a bit of an intro primer. Then we watched the next one, which was about the fall of Ascalon. And this video we're watching today is a pretty quick one, about 7 minutes, and it's called The Characters. So with that being said, we're going to jump right in. We're going to watch Wood and Potatoes video, The Characters, and then we'll go over to the game and we'll play around. Maybe we'll create a new character tonight, or maybe we'll continue with our Thief or Mesmer that we've been playing. We'll see when we get there. But as always, thanks for being here. Sit back, relax, and we'll spend the next 45 minutes to an hour or so having some fun.
As a player of Guild Wars 1, you could choose whether your character was male or female, what class it was, how it looked, and pick its name. You could even choose what missions and storylines to participate in. Because of this, it's very hard in lore to make references to the player character, since everyone will have made different choices. The histories of Tyria will never truly remember who you were and what you did, but the past can be seen through the eyes and actions of other important characters that were with you while you played. It's these characters that are remembered in legend, these characters with statues built for them, and these with songs sang in their honour. You might get a small reference, but for the most part, the hero of Tyria 250 years ago, for all he or she did, may as well be dust in the wind. So who were the important characters? Well, there were a lot of them, and it depends on the story being told. Though the developers did introduce a particular band of adventurers, 5 heroes that were a part of every story and every campaign. You first meet the group before the Searing in Ascalon, and as the game continues, they frequently appear in side quests or as recruitable allies. While not necessarily always physically by your side, they defended Ascalon from the Char, they crossed the Shiver Peaks, and they embarked on the adventure from there, just like you did. It's through their eyes we'll be seeing the plot unfold. The team was led by Devonna, a fierce Ascalonian warrior who strived to follow in her now dead father's footsteps. Mordecai had been leader of the prestigious guild Ascalon's Chosen, before being killed defending the nation during a 2-day siege at Kylo. That was during the last Guild War when Devonna was 5, but Mordecai's deeds have always stayed with her, and she would find no greater honour than dying protecting that which she loved. 20 years later, and as well as joining Ascalon's Chosen herself, Devonna had become a captain in the Ascalon army. She had helped Rurik track down and kill Vatlord Doomtooth, the Char scout south of the wall, and spent the year...
As I said last night, if Wood and Potatoes is doing all of these illustrations on top of this really great storytelling and informational videos, massive kudos. It's a really great commitment to the game and to the community. So thank you, Wooden Potatoes.
Years after the Searing serving the nation in combat against the Char invasion. When Rurik was exiled, she followed him to Kryta, along with her new companions. A level-headed leader, Devonna is an honourable character, but gradually develops more of an edge as time goes by. Although the leader of the group, Devonna was not necessarily its wisest member. Aidan, the ranger, was far older and more experienced than his other companions, and he would often step in with advice and plans if the situation called for it. It's unclear where he met Devonna, but the two had become close companions by the year 1072. His family were not from Ascalon, but Kryta. Aidan was born on the Shiver Peaks as his family travelled to their new home, a journey which his mother did not survive. Raised only by his father, as soon as he was old enough to hold a bow, Aidan was taken to the wild where together the men built a home from scratch, hunting and living off the land in peace. These happy years soon ended, however, when a Char found their lodging. Paralysed by fear, Aidan simply hid and watched as the Char murdered his father, unable to do a thing for his cowardice. Part for revenge, part to rid his guilt, Aidan then entered a dark period of his life, mercilessly hunting Char after Char, obsessed with killing them. By the time of the Searing, however, Aidan had learned the difference between vengeance and obsession and had vowed never to confuse them again. Despite this past, he had an inner calm, a sort of infectious confidence that spread to his companions in his presence. Not that everyone was filled with a sort of simple calmness in the team. There was Sin, a hot-headed and passionate elementalist who was rarely this way. Young, she'd been changed by the Searing. Somewhat of a child prodigy, Sin was born to nobility in Sirmia, a city north of the wall. It was one of the first places to fall during the invasion, and her family home was struck dead on by a magical projectile, killing those inside. Except her. Stuck
Interesting.
for several days amongst her deceased family, Sin was only freed when a warband of Char began to dig her out, thinking to make a meal for themselves. At this moment she revealed her true strength, unleashing her rage and turning the entire warband into a smouldering pile of ash. Since this time, Sin had developed a somewhat cavalier attitude when it came to her own life, and tended to bite off more than she could chew. This caused tensions with the team, yet, though she could be a difficult person to work with, Sin was an honourable and trustworthy ally. These traits could be what had caught the eye of the fourth member, Menlo. A monk from Ascalon, he loved Sin, and slowly the two developed something of a relationship. Menlo was Ascalonian, but spent a large stretch of his life across the unending ocean in Cantha. His parents had sent him to Xingje Monastery for
getting
training.
ready to go back to Cantha, aren't we?
Something that had always come difficult to him, and here he learned much of the distant land. Menlo had returned to Ascalon in time for the Searing, and though his story would not truly shine until later when he returned to Cantha, Menlo stuck by Devonna, Aidan and Sin's side as they made for Kryta. The last member of the team was late to join. For a long time it had simply been these four companions, but one night in an Ascalon graveyard, they met a fifth. Eve was not exactly sociable. A bit of an oddball with no family to speak of, she'd been raised at the Holy Dwayna Academy for wayward and incorrigible girls. Here, in a secret library beneath the school, she'd learned of necromancy and the dark arts. But her time at Wayward Academy did not last long. She was quickly expelled when, one night, in retaliation for a particularly nasty prank played on her, Eve bit off the ear of another girl.
Oh my.
So from then on she'd been a loner, a wanderer, spending much time in graveyards and dark places. One night during the Char invasion, Devonna, Sin, Menlo and Aidan flooded into her graveyard, chased by a vast number of Char. More out of curiosity than anything else, the necromancer summoned an army of minions to see how the Char would fare against them. They didn't stand a chance. The Char was slaughtered, and Devonna was quick to recruit Eve to the team. Despite agreeing, she remains the most quiet and independent member. Her one constant companion is a skull she carries, named Adam. While none have ever seen it move, the necromancer insists Adam can speak and offers her critical advice when Eve needs it.
That's moderately terrifying.
Incredible necromantic powers or of slight insanity, none could tell for sure. So these were the 5 characters who journeyed with the player character through most of the story of Guild Wars 1. Next episode we'll pick back up the plot with Rurik's death on the Shiver Peaks and follow this band of friends and unlikely acquaintances as they attempt to make home in Kryta, are swept up in a massive adventure and participate in the fulfillment of the Flameseeker prophecies. Thanks for watching.
Okay, interesting. So do we encounter these 5 characters in Guild Wars 2? Drop a comment later, folks, when you're watching. I'm really curious to see if that is isolated, if their story is isolated to Guild Wars 1, or if I'll be encountering them as we play. Or maybe that's a secret. I shouldn't know. But in any case, another great Wooden Potatoes video. How about we get going here? Right. Onward, onward. Let us see. What should we do? I believe on last look, I'd asked the team, what should I create? Should I create an engineer next or an elementalist? And the prevailing opinion, well, there was other ones, was to go engineer. There was also strong support for necromancer. So, with that being said, let's create a human engineer. Seems like a fitting class for engineer, or fitting race, sorry. Alright. Good body size, build size. We'll do something like that. All these colors look the same to me. Alright, do something like that. Head options. There's a lot. Forget how many. This guy looks like Tom Cruise. Can we agree that... Hold on. We're taking a break to build Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has black hair, right? I remember. I think it's something like that. And the face is there. What color eyes does Tom Cruise have? He has brown eyes. Boom. Tom Cruise in game. Just like that. Alright, back to it. Oh, that guy had a bad day. Cool. Something like that. Give them... decent number of hair options too here. Do something like that. We'll make the hair more flaxen colored like that. And we'll give him the old 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah, works. Eye color. Oh, light purple. And armor dyes, we're definitely gonna go more in the dark tones here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. Backpack. Steampunky goggles. Go with the backpack. That seems helpful. And trouble may follow me, but I use my... let's say charm. I was raised... okay, we've done among the nobility, so let's do by the common folk. One of my biggest regrets is okay, I passed up the opportunity to perform the circus. Sure. Duena. Coppercork. Captain Coppercork.
The human race once ruled Tyria. Now, we struggle to hold our ground.
Okay, now I actually get this.
Driven back, broken, but we will not surrender.
Thanks to Wooden Potatoes videos.
Only Kryta still stands. Our faith is strong despite the silence of the six gods. With courage, we'll make our stand in divinity's reach. The city is my home. I was born to common folk, just one among many. My friends and I don't seek attention or glory. It's hard enough making ends meet. But I believe we can still shape a brighter world out of the ashes of the past. Today I stepped outside of divinity's reach to see the world. When I arrived in Shamor, the town was under siege by centaurs. Innocent villagers are in danger. Someone has to help.
Well, that's going to be Captain Coppercork.
I have to fight. I have to make a stand.
Really curious to try out this, the Engineer. I've heard a lot of good things about Engineer. Got our pack on. Let's take a look at it. Nice backpack. I like that.
By all six gods, what is that thing? It's huge!
We're under attack! Is a threat. Everybody get to the end. We can protect you at the end. Forward!
Right. Off to the inn we go.
One more thing from my list of accomplishments.
Coyote, good to see you again. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, we just started. I'll probably stream for another 30 or 45 minutes. We watched a quick little Wooden Potatoes lore video, about 7 minutes, and just created this Engineer to try out the class. You have not missed much.
What do you need? Sergeant, there are more centaurs on the other side of town. Captain Thackeray's calling.
As always, I love the voice acting.
If he's calling for help, it must be serious. But I can't spare anyone.
I'll go.
Don't worry, Captain Coppercork is here.
If I can help him, I will.
Balthazar bless you. That's the spirit that'll win this war. Good luck.
We go. Garrison. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that next beta where we can try the elite specializations for engineer, thief, and hunter. That's going to be a lot of fun. What's your take on engineer, Coyote? Do you like it?
It's huge!
That, soldier, is a threat. We're going to take it down. Forward!
Looks like we have another engineer here with us. Ruldorf Barrett. Person is getting chased by a bunch of people. If you're good at weapon swap. I'm not good yet, but I'll get there. Alright, Thackeray. Gotcha.
Maintain the pressure. We've got them off balance.
There's another wave coming.
Using your kits is important, okay.
Enough of this. Take down their leader. You think you can defeat me?
We do. We do think we can defeat you. Uh-oh.
What is that thing? It's huge!
Heidi, when I first read your last comment, I thought you had written for a second, using your kilts is important. And I was going to say, that's really interesting if an engineer has, like, powerful kilts or something. Thackeray, let me into this bubble. There we go. Okay, that's good to know. This is such a... I've actually never taken a chance just to look up at it. That's a really well constructed little boss there. I like that. Like the wagon swirling around it. That's really well done.
Where am I? What happened?
You were injured when the elemental exploded. Captain Thackeray brought you here personally. You've been unconscious for 3 days.
Oh man, 3 days.
Villagers you rescued, some seraph, and even a tavern keeper from the city and his daughter. She came by every day.
That'd be my friends, Andrew and Petra. I'll have to go see them once I'm fully recovered. What should I do now?
Fresh air and exercise are the best medicine. The goddess Duena helped you. Perhaps you could help others?
Thanks, I will. And thanks for taking such good care of me.
Nothing can stop me.
Accidentally open up the old Black Lion Trading Company. We'll save that for when we're a little further along. A quick peek at Divinity's Reach. So cool. I mean, that is just... I don't get sick of looking at it. It is just the coolest looking thing. What is it? It reminds me of something, and I can't quite put my finger to what it is. Why did I not level up? Oh. You? Click to open contains 1 tome of knowledge. What do we use tomes of knowledge for?
Nice gear.
Right. Unicorn stomping warm mounds, we can do that. Oh, okay, I see. Hi, Pretty Pixie, nice to see you. Yeah, the White City from Lord of the Rings. It does have kind of a Minas Tirith vibe, doesn't it? Well said. We're gonna have to do a Lord of the Rings online stream. It has been a long time since I've properly played that game. Maybe we'll do a stream one night this week where we do a little Lord of the Rings. I'm guessing most of you have a fondness for Lord of the Rings on some level. I know a lot of folks in the guild come from Lord of the Rings Online as well.
They said it couldn't get any worse.
Oh, that's good to know, Pretty Pixie. Yeah, I've heard that you get them fairly easily, the Tomes of Knowledge. Hope you are having a great day as well. I think I did, yes. I've heard that they're going to actually. And I've had a pretty lazy day today too. Dixie, don't worry about it. Don't you worry. That's what weekends are about. Yeah, I did. Coyote, I heard that they were going to update, or they were considering updating some of the visuals on Lord of the Rings Online, which would be really interesting if they did it, because the game is still great. And maybe the gameplay is a little basic, but the game, the storytelling, and the locations are great. I think it probably just needs a little update to the way it looks. But we'll see if they actually do that. Whoa! Big Mesmer charge just came rolling in here. I know, really early on in the stream, all I was talking about was how pretty the particle effects are in Guild Wars, and I can't remember who, somebody commented, just wait until you get to the end game and you're blinded by particle effects everywhere. Alright. Little things like that, I love it. Okay, that's a lobby. Very cool. I'll have to explore some PvP once I really get my sea legs in this game. Oh, infusions. That's good to know. Still so much to learn. Oh my. I'm off. I go here. Back to the scout. This is such a pretty questing area. I mean, again, just look at this. How many screenshots do you all have on your computers that you just have taken from playing this game? Like, I could just sit here. I've said it. I know I said it a million times around Holbrack, but it's the same here. I could just sit here and look at this. Oh, you know what it is? It's Mont Saint-Michel in France. That's what this reminds me of. As well as Minas Tirith. Ah, sad to hear about hackers and trolls. It's kind of the curse of PvP and MMOs.
Fields beyond Shaymore are quite as
Over 100.
since the Centaur attack. Citizens are trying to rebuild their lives. but it's tough with bandits and dangerous wildlife roaming the area. Don't wait for an invitation. Jump in and help them.
I really like the way that they created the map in this game. I think it has one of the best mini maps I've ever seen in a game, and I think the map itself has a really beautiful art style. Look at that. I feel like you could have this. You could have this printed onto a canvas and you could frame it. I mean, it's really beautiful. Somebody spent a lot of time designing that. If the ArenaNet art team ever watches one of these streams, they will quickly find out that I am a massive fan of their art style. Out of it. Traps for hostile creatures, break drake eggs, and kill drakes. Okay, do that. Oh man, what is tell me about Tangled Depths. What am what should I expect? Is it ugly? Oh, I see. Yeah, Coyote was mentioning the kits as well earlier. Seems like it's a really crucial part of this class, or this profession, I should say. Oh, three-dimensional maze. That sounds kind of brutal. Hope you like playing piano. I do play a little piano, but something tells me that this piano I'm not going to love. Hey, by the way, oh, okay, they don't have a vertical layer as well. That's good to know. Let me ask you this, team. I was on YouTube earlier. Actually, I was just looking up laptop reviews, and one of the recommended videos that came up was, it was like 40 seconds long, and it was a Guild Wars 2 video about the Wizard's Tower. Does this ring a bell for any of you? It looked like it's a part of the game that isn't quite accessible yet, but the tower itself looked like it was pretty well developed. And I didn't really get any more context on it, but it seemed curious to me. What's that about? Wooden potatoes are going to cover it. Awesome. The low-level human area. Is it one of these areas that they plan on developing later in the game? In World of Warcraft, for the longest time, there was a place called Ravenholt Manor, which was like effectively an empty house, tucked away in a part of the region. Or is this just something that is meant to be a bit of a mystery? Ooh, so it is a bit of a mystery. I like that. And is there any way to land in it? Or is it purely that you can just fly close to it, maybe fly over it? Ah, I see. Makes sense. That's actually a smart design mechanic to come back to old maps, and so your player base, your veteran player base, doesn't find themselves, far away in new content areas. That was often actually a big gripe of mine with World of Warcraft, which is I felt like all the places that we grew up playing and loving became abandoned as the game got more and more senior. I mean, certainly the cities, those were always populated, but that's really, really cool to hear. Gate south that we can't get through, and others. People have been speculating for 9 years. You know what this reminds me of? Have any of you ever watched Mythic Quest on Apple TV? Heard of it, not seen it. If you get a chance, check it out. You may find it funny. There's a plot line in it where there's this character called the Masked Man, and the developers have been teasing for years that they're going to unmask the Masked Man, and so they have an episode that goes into it, and the episode starts out and they have no idea who the Masked Man is. They've been teasing it for years, but they actually don't have any idea what the story is around. And sometimes I think a lot of these areas in games are the same way, where the developers are saying, yeah, we'll figure it out later. Check it out. It's on, if you have an Apple product, they have the Apple TV icon on it, and it's called Mythic Quest. So it's content that they've made. Be confusing for news because you can come across level 80 bosses in starter zones. Oh wow, that is really interesting. All right, another level. I'm talking, not even realizing that I'm leveling. I guess that's a good thing. Ah, big Tolkien head. Yeah, that's a really good example. I love Tolkien. In college, actually, I wrote a thesis on Tolkien. Really great writer. I mean, what can you say? He is the foundation upon which most of the fantasy genre has been created. I don't think you can really touch any aspect of modern fantasy writing, storytelling, film, TV without seeing references to Tolkien or influences of Tolkien, whether it be Game of Thrones or The Witcher or any of these other stories. They are all influenced by Tolkien and the worlds that he built. What a legacy to leave behind. If you're Tolkien fans, you'll appreciate this. I remember hearing how the stories all started telling the kids in London Underground the Blitz of, oh yeah. Yeah, World War II. It's interesting, actually. I found a number of years ago. It's on YouTube. So, hold on. Let's just go watch it. We'll watch it. I'll show you a second of it. You guys can watch it later. But see here, Streamlabs. So I can pull this back up. Back. Find it. All right. Game capture for a second. See if I can. It's not coming up in Streamlabs for some reason. Bummer, I wanted to show you a video. Got one other. Probably because I'm already on stream. Okay. Anyway, if you go to YouTube and you've got like 30 minutes at some point, just type in Tolkien Oxford. And there's an old BBC special from, I think, the late 1960s. And the BBC is going to Oxford kind of at the peak of Lord of the Rings popularity in the 60s, when it first really gained a level of appeal in the US. And it's talking to different Oxford students about, what do they think of Tolkien? And there's a big debate on campus about if Tolkien is for children, and the students are getting in arguments about Tolkien. And this is while he's still teaching at Oxford. Of course, he was a professor there. It's really an interesting bit of time travel to check out. So yeah, if you go to YouTube and you type in Tolkien Oxford 1960s, the BBC special is on there. It'll come up. I even have copies of Sauron Defeated, The Treason of Isengard, etc. That's really, really cool before the rewrites. A lot of changes happened in those rewrites, so those would definitely be really interesting reads. Oh my goodness, the first edition of The Hobbit. How did that get to the bottom of the Bering Sea? I have to know. That sounds like a story.
And hey, without you running things, there'd be a serious pie shortage.
To be in the Bering Sea at all is a story in and of itself. I didn't even look at what this was. Discharge a lightning shot that bounces between multiple foes, blinding and confusing them.
Best time to pick an apple is right before it falls. Too soon and it's tart. Too late and it's fruity.
I hate fruited apples, but I don't mind the tart ones.
Wish.
There's one to remember me by.
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrifying. Yeah, there certainly is a big difference in tone when you read The Hobbit as opposed to The Lord of the Rings, and then certainly when you read things like the Silmarillion, which the Silmarillion reads almost like an academic work, whereas The Hobbit reads much more in the tone of an advanced children's tale. Coyote, I'm glad you're okay. I mean, geez. A ship rolling and sinking in the Bering Sea. It's not necessarily the shallow waters of the Bahamas, so I'm sorry that you lost a first edition, but you left there with something more important, unfortunately. And a heck of a story, probably. I'm using this number 3, this static shot, purely because I like the animation on it. Not even because I need it in those scenarios. Yeah, I agree. I mean, some of my favorite parts of the novels and the movies, for that matter, are always. Oh my goodness, lost 8. That's so sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. Mount. These mounts are crazy. But yeah, I mean, I always really enjoy rewatching Lord of the Rings or rereading it. The parts of the story that happen in the Shire. They're so peaceful and idyllic. I mean, it mimics a lot of what I like about this game, right? Standing in Shaymore outside Divinity's Reach, they're the beautiful, quiet, tranquil places, and the way that Tolkien writes about the Shire, the way that Jackson brings it to life is so amazing. I could go back and watch the first 20 minutes of Lord of the Rings 100 times. Mr. Oshak, welcome. I hope your morning in the Netherlands is starting off well. We're just playing. We created an engineer, and Coyote and Pixie are here helping me go through it. We're talking some Lord of the Rings as well. Just having a good time. Oh. Oh, that's a good point. I can go to the start. I always forget that I don't have to do the same starter map. Maybe we'll do that. Right. We have some Dutch folks here. And Coyote, completely agree. I love the Silmarillion as well. You could read the Silmarillion 100 times and find something new in it. Admittedly, it's a bit dense sometimes, but there's so much great storytelling in it. One of my favorite, I don't know if it's my favorite characters, but one of the characters that I'm consistently most intrigued by in Lord of the Rings is Tom Bombadil. Because his story is so brief, but so mysterious, and he's referenced quite often as this otherworldly character. And then I remember reading, and correct me if I'm wrong, team, after the events of Lord of the Rings, before Gandalf leaves Middle-earth, I think he spends 3 years talking with Tom Bombadil. But we never really hear much more about Bombadil, who he is, how he came to be, what his relative importance is to Middle-earth. And I love that level of mystery. I wouldn't want to see it changed. But it is quite mysterious nonetheless. Here, what am I doing? Search bushes for lost moes, kill bandits, and recover feed taverns. You even realize that I leveled up. In the movie, at the point the Balrog was coming and the orcs all ran off, the look Gandalf and Legolas share not up properly as both of them. That's a really great point.
I achieve. I'm an achiever.
Yeah, it's one of those things you really don't get, and this isn't a bad thing, but when you watch Lord of the Rings, the movie, the Balrog just seems like it comes across like a mini boss, right? But you don't get that full story of them being servants of Morgoth and of a similar power to the Astari, which I think is really important. And how big of a deal it is for Gandalf to encounter a Balrog again. There's a great YouTuber I'd recommend, and you all, being big Lord of the Rings characters, probably know of this channel already, but it's called Nerd of the Rings, and they just talk through like a bunch of detail around the lore of Lord of the Rings, and what were the journeys of the Blue Wizards and things like that. I shouldn't say wasted. I've enjoyed many hours of watching Nerd of the Rings on YouTube. Check it out if you haven't. I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, well said. Well said, Pixie. You can't hold them to the same standard. And I think one of the greatest things they achieved is they got more people interested in Lord of the Rings. And really put New Zealand on the map as well. Okay, so I've got these elixirs now. Toss elixir, grant protection, regeneration, and vigor to allies. Into the cavern. Go. Well, team, since you all are Lord of the Rings fans, we'll definitely do a Lord of the Rings stream at some point. Lord of the Rings Online, that is. Uh-oh.
That feels good.
Okay, yeah. That sounds pretty cool. Definitely like to check that out. Is it one particular YouTube creator, or is it just a bunch of random ones?
Now I'll never.
Okay, there's a bunch.
Need backup.
Okay, protection, 33% incoming damage for 2 seconds, heal 52, 50% endurance regeneration. Team, I'm guessing I need to start using my dodges a lot more, right? Which I don't really use them at all. I feel like I'm making a big mistake by not investing in learning to dodge better.
That looks valuable.
Okay, got it. This is true. I'm doing better getting away from the clicking. I'm not fully there yet, but getting better. It's moving and doing it all at once that is going to be the big challenge. Yeah, moving can definitely be tough, particularly when you're at that age where you already have a strong friend group and you move somewhere and have to make it up all over again. That can be really tough.
What have you done?
Yeah, I agree. That is true. Why it's important not to boost. Yeah, WoW is such a static game, and unless you're playing at the high levels of Arena, you're not particularly awarded for good movement abilities. But this is a game where movement is clearly so much more important. Pixie, the good thing though, I just saw your comment, is when we're younger, kids are brutal, right? And they make fun of people for being different in whatever way they can find somebody to be different. But when we become older and we're out in the real world as adults, that's what people actually want, is for people to be different. They want to meet interesting, different people. Hopefully that has proved true for you as well.
Centaur war from reaching Divinity's reach. We Seraph bleed and sweat every day to keep it that way. But the constant combat takes its toll. We're exhausted. At any moment, the Centaurs could gain the upper hand. Please, help us fight them.
I will do that. Fight some Centaurs.
Did you need assistance?
Residual energy lingers here. The site will forever be marred by the magic the mod Neo Shaman used to summon the great earth elemental that nearly killed Captain Thackeray. Oh, cool. That's good. I will say, the Dutch are very much like many Americans that I know, in that they certainly are not afraid to speak their mind, and that's a good thing. Oh, the guild hall. Yeah, let's go do that right now. Let me destroy the supply cart. We'll go check out the guild hall. For those of you that are watching, Coyote was really really nice and sent me an invite to the guild, Shadow of the Moon, SOTM, and which I accepted yesterday, and we're gonna go check out their guild hall right now. Our guild hall, I should say. Lost Precipice. Oh, wow. Anvil repairs. Oh, it's massive. I didn't expect it to be so large. Look at that. Very nicely done. Wow, this is incredible. To keep up with the rising water. Take a look here. Very cool. So explain. Somebody explain to me here. Oh, thanks, Mr. Urshak. I really appreciate that. Explain to me the guild system a little bit more here. So when you create a guild, can you create it in anywhere? So this area we're in right now, the Lost Precipice, how do you determine where your guild is actually built and created?
Oh, hello.
Oh, very. Oh, this definitely looks like I need to stand on this jump pad. Love it. Very cool. Whoops. Cool. This place is massive. I'm just gonna keep climbing. Oh, okay, I see. So I'm effectively in an instance, correct? Which is Coyote, you and your guildies have unlocked this. They've conquered it. You all have spent the money and time to decorate it properly. And this is an instance. And somebody else might also have Lost Precipice Guild Hall, but it will likely look very different from this one, with different decorations and features and things like that. Fascinating. What a... Oh! I'm dying. I'm sorry. Coyote, please tell me somebody has fallen to their death in the guild hall before. I'm glad I could leave my mark. Guilds are also an integral part of the game, because with the guild you get lots of bonuses to playing. Okay. World, okay, that's very cool.
These are exciting times.
Okay, and you can deposit food for the guild. That's great.
Thank you.
And I'm guessing you pay for or unlock all of these NPCs as well, which is really neat.
The sky above is bright.
You have the Go Big One Goal. I like that.
Grateful for every wind that rises.
Whoa. What is this guy? I haven't seen this race yet. Very cool. This model has really great detail on it as well. Look at that. Guild Lumber Synthesizer. Very. Oh, wow. Oh, that's the one that you hope will be the next player race. Geez, yeah, it seems like they have the models down. Very cool. Very, very cool. I can see that. I can see that a lot of time and effort and care went into this guild hall. Awesome. I don't know if anybody noticed what I just did on camera, but and again, this is great design. by ArenaNet. As I was walking over this bridge, I looked like this to see what was over, and I literally found myself leaning like this to look down. Pretty impressive that a third person perspective game can make you do that. Market proprietor. I used to run a shop in Ravenholt. Now I work with Guild Initiative, and they protect or take care of me. Oh, when I say protect, you see, I may have overcharged a fellow named Garen, a bit of mistaken math, nothing more. So now here I am, fighting dragons with merchandise. Very cool. Oh, you can harvest from those, okay. Oh, look at this. This is the war room. So what, is there a purpose to the war room? War materials. What do we do with war materials?
I live to serve.
Oh, Warcraft upgrades, okay. Let me take a look at the verticality. Let's go to a good spot for it. Ooh, look at this fountain. Very cool. Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, that's a... Wow, the sky looks beautiful too. Whoa! Whoa, 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 what just happened in front of me? What was that? This area is just absurdly massive. And so, how much, just for a frame of reference, how much more can a guild hall be upgraded and updated from where this one currently is? Is this pretty much at maximum, or can they be upgraded even further? Okay. That's incredible that it could be upgraded even further. Guild sound technician. Wow, this is really impressive. It goes to 50 and this is only 9? Wow. Well, the decorations look great. Max level is 169. Oh my goodness. And how many different guild hall locations are there? Ah, Mr. Urshak, thanks so much for the bags. I really appreciate it. I shall equip them right now. Thank you again. It was very kind of you. Three. Okay, so there'll be a fourth one. I'm guessing that's End of Dragons will have a new one. And now, can a guild only have one guild hall at a time, or can a guild have multiple guild halls? Look at look at the detail. This is unreal. That I could turn that corner and there's this little broken staircase. Incredible. The amount of design and effort that goes into this. You know, Pixie, really funny that you just said that. I was literally just about to make a comment that this reminds me of a place that I visited in my travels that you all may have been fortunate to go to as well, called Petra, which is an old Nabatean ruin in Jordan. And as I was climbing up, and that's probably why I responded so strongly to that staircase, this really reminded me of the time I spent in Petra, hiking around the Seek and the canyon. Yes, exactly. Nabate. Called it. Spot on. Petra, indeed. Very much has that feel of Petra. Even here. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Could have been bad. There's a place at Petra where the Seek, or the treasury is the main site that you always see, of course, at Petra, on National Geographic and photographed on Instagram and things. And that vantage point from up top was very similar, where you can sit above the treasury and look down on it. And as I was trying to do that, I nearly fell. Now I'm trying to figure out. Oh! I appreciate the vote of confidence there. I did not have it. I thought I had it. Oh man. Oh man. All right. You can tell I'm starting to get tired. Wow, I've been streaming for almost an hour and a half. That's long for me. Okay, team. That's it. That's it for tonight. I am going to call it quits there. Thanks again for an awesome stream. We have great streams every single night. Thanks for all of your engagement and just the questions and the comments and just chatting with me as I go along. And then, of course, Coyote, thanks so much for the invite to the guild and for welcoming me here. It's really incredible what you all have built already. And I'm glad to be a part of it. And Pixie, Mr. Urshrak, everyone else, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. I know you all have plenty to do in your lives, and thanks for taking a bit of time out of it to spend it with me. Thanks again, Coyote. I really appreciate it. So have a great day, all of you. Great day, great night, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, take care, and thanks again. You all make this so much fun. Thanks, Pixie. I try. A lot of stress in this world, so if I can bring a little relaxation to it, all the better.